Hey everyone, I don't think I need to introduce myself. As you know by now, I am Milton, and this is the crazy roller coaster of a story revolving around my gold digger sisters. In my last video, you saw that Beth and James trapped me in a room, and later, Natalie came to meet me. I was ticked off at first, but then, I decided to use the situation to my advantage, especially after she told me that she was going to Japan. Before I continue my story, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to show your support. What's so funny? I'm offering you a very profitable deal, I said to Natalie. Do you think I'm stupid? She asked in disbelief. To be honest, I did. As I said, her only talent was gold digging. You can try going to Japan by yourself. I bet you won't be able to strike even a single deal. And those businessmen won't even spare you a second glance unless you're experienced or well-known, I said. And you lack both the characteristics. Her expression faltered a bit. But why would I help you escape? You belong here, trapped in a dark room with no food and water, she finished with a smirk. I rolled my eyes. That's why I said that this is a deal. Both of us are going to profit from it. To be honest, this is James's work, and even if I do agree to this, I'll have to let you out of here. This would mean sabotaging James's chances of winning the election, she said. So, no thanks. Dang it. When did she grow a brain? I needed to tempt her somehow. Tell me one thing, Natalie, I started. Didn't you want to marry Cole because he's super rich and handsome? She glared at me. Why are you bringing that up now? You already ruined everything. Thanks for reminding me how much I hate you. I shook my head. You got it all wrong. I genuinely want to help you. I'll find you a guy as rich and handsome as Cole. You can marry him and spend his money all you want. No one will stop you. And why would you do that? She asked with a frown. I don't believe you. You want me gone from your life. Exactly. I want you gone. So, if you marry someone of your choice, you won't bother me anymore. I smiled. It's a win-win situation for both of us. Oh, and I assure you, I won't bother you either. She gave me a thoughtful look. This doesn't really sound bad, but will you be taking Tina along with you? I raised an eyebrow. Why are you asking about Tina? I knew for a fact that she felt really insecure of Tina. She never liked that Tina was now with me, and that we actually had a familial relationship. I mean, Natalie and Penny could have been my family too, if only they'd behaved in the past. It was too late for them to redeem themselves. Besides, they wouldn't want that. Tina is a real pain in the neck, Natalie replied. I don't want to be seen with her. I scoffed. Why? Because she's actually a good person, unlike you? Oh, please. Why do you think that I'm not a good person? She laughed. I love you so much, Milton. But you keep pushing me away. I just want to spend some time with you. You see, Tina's always with you. It's quite unfair that you don't even let me enter your house. What the heck? Not with her twisted love crap again. Besides, don't you know by now? She continued mockingly. Penny and I are the only constants in your life. Everyone else ends up betraying you, but look at me. I'm still here. I wasn't sure if she realized that everyone betrayed me because of her. If you love me, then hurry up and get me out of here, I said. Right. She walked towards the door. Okay, so I'll go and distract the servants for 5 minutes. You have to get out of this mansion within that time. When you step out, you'll see my car parked right in front of the gates. Just wait there for me. I'll join you soon. Wow, it was quite hard to believe that she was really helping me. I guess gold diggers could be useful sometimes. After she left, I realized that she didn't do anything about my handcuffs. Ugh, I'll have to ask her for a hairpin to unlock the cuffs later. For the first time in my life, I followed Natalie's instructions. I don't know how she did it, but she was successful in diverting the attention of all the servants. I didn't encounter anyone on my way. As soon as I was out, I rushed to stand beside Natalie's car. She arrived exactly 5 minutes later. "Here, I'll unlock these handcuffs," she said, showing me a small key. My eyes widened. "Whoa! How did you get that?" "From one of the servants, of course," she replied as she finally helped me get rid of those handcuffs. Natalie was giving me back-to-back shocks today. She wasn't as stupid as I thought. I didn't know if this was a good or bad thing. "Let's get going now," she said, ushering me inside the car. I was slightly skeptical now. What if she was getting me out of here just to trap me somewhere else? "Oh, I got your phone too," she suddenly said. "Here." I thanked her and unlocked my phone. There were many missed calls from Cole. Ugh. Now what did he want? He's probably going to remind me about the deadline. I had to make a choice between Tina and Melissa. Yeah, no. I would rather not dwell on that problem right now. My priority was to get out of the country first. Natalie couldn't have come at a better moment. Going to Japan would give me time to organize my thoughts. And also, I'd be safe from my enemies for a while. Well, Natalie was my biggest enemy, but thankfully for me, she possessed one brain cell, so I could handle her easily. Natalie asked me to book my flight tickets as we were on our way to the airport. "Oh, actually, don't you have a private jet or something? Let's use that," she said. She was talking about the private jet as if it was a toy, and I would die before I let her near anything I owned. "We can't," I replied. "James and Beth are going to find out, and that would be dangerous for both of us." She nodded in understanding. We boarded our flight, and it was the worst journey of my life. Natalie kept embarrassing me the whole time by trying to seduce all the guys who seemed to be even remotely rich. Just how much of a player was she? Because of her, I was getting weird looks. People could obviously tell that we were related. Never again. I was never going to repeat the mistake of traveling with her. After landing, she turned to me with hopeful eyes. "What?" I asked in confusion. "You're going to book luxurious hotels for us, right?" she asked. "I mean, I was planning to stay at a motel, but since you're here now, I don't have to do that." I'm not sure if you know this, but James can easily track me down if I stay at reputed hotels," I replied. "It'll be better to stay at a motel under fake names. Oh, you know what? We should go our separate ways and meet at a fixed time to meet with the potential partners." "Wow, are you trying to get rid of me already?" she accused. "I'm not going to separate from you, Milton. We are staying together for the duration of this trip. If you don't want that, I can call James and let him know your location." Dang it. She wasn't going to back down on this. I had no choice but to check in a motel with her. But, hey, at least we had different rooms. I could have some peace of mind. I went out for a stroll to clear my head. After walking for about 20 minutes, I saw a deserted park. A kid was sitting there, looking depressed. He seemed like an American who was all alone in this foreign country. I felt bad seeing his expression. This is how I used to be when I was his age. My parents always forced me to behave like a girl, and when I rebelled, they admitted me in a crappy school. No one let me study at home. Life had always been difficult. But I was able to make it this far, and giving up was never an option. It was all going to pay off one day. I entered the park and sat beside the kid. "Is something bothering you?" I asked in concern. "Problem in school?" He let out a sarcastic chuckle. "I wish it was that. My problems are not about high school or girlfriends." I frowned. "How old are you?" "I'll be 15 soon," he replied. "Okay, wow," I said in amazement. "You sound far too mature for your age. I guess something bad happened? Can I help you?" He gave me a cautious look. I could already guess that he had had some fair share of bad experiences, making him wary of people at such a young age. "Who are you? Why are you even talking to me?" he asked. I extended a hand towards him, determined to help him get through whatever problem he was facing. "My name is Milton," I said. "I saw you all down and depressed and thought I would talk to you. You should be home studying or browsing social media at this hour. But it looks like I'm making assumptions here, so what's bothering you?" Peter took a moment to think, and then proceeded to tell me a story that blew away my mind. Hey guys, this is Milton. I'm back to continue my story from where I left it off last time. I told you how I tricked Natalie into letting me out of James's mansion. Along with her, I boarded a flight to Japan. When I went out for a walk, I met a boy named Peter. Before I continue my story and tell you more about Peter, don't forget to show your support by subscribing to the channel. I asked Peter why he seemed so upset. "I'm in a very messed up situation right now," he replied. "My parents pretty much abandoned me, and now I'm paying for all their crappy decisions." That sounded quite familiar. My parents were the same, and man, did their actions affect my life drastically. Long story short, I need to pay a lot of money to some really powerful men. If I don't do that, I'll end up losing my life. His voice trembled. A girl named Hannah did come to my rescue, but because of me, she lost everything that she had earned till date. I could tell that he was deliberately leaving bits and pieces out of his story. It seems like these powerful men that he was talking about were really dangerous. So much so that he was afraid to tell me their identity and get me involved in the mess. What could be more dangerous in Japan than Yakuza? But maybe my assumption was too far-fetched. In any case, it was not my place to ask if he didn't want to tell me. "So, you see, I need $20 million within 3 months," he continued. "I even have the means to get it, but I'm lacking in skills. I thought I could easily predict the stock prices, but I keep failing. At this rate, earning $20 million would be impossible." It was already bad enough that his parents abandoned him, and now he was struggling to earn money at such a young age. I couldn't help but feel bad for him. But at least he was trying. Not everyone could do that. "Dang, kid, you're in a tough situation," I said, shaking my head. "It reminds me of me. But you know what? You can call yourself lucky today." "Huh? What?" he asked in confusion. I patted his back. "I'll teach you how to read stock market trends and predict the prices. I've been in this kind of work for many years." I could have easily given him the money that he needed, but that wasn't a wise choice. Because first, he didn't seem like he would accept money from me after that thing happened with Hannah, and secondly, I wanted him to learn so that he could make use of his skills whenever he was in need. Just giving him the money wasn't going to guarantee a safe future for him. After exchanging numbers with Peter, I met with him the next day at a local cafe. I started teaching him right away, because he was short on time. Moreover, Natalie was always on my back, and I needed an excuse to get away from her. So, I kept meeting Peter for a week, and taught him everything that he needed to know. By the end, he improved a lot, and started making huge profits. It's time for me to leave. As much as I would like to keep doing this, I have some other jobs to take care of, I told him towards the end of the week. "I believe in you, Peter. You're far more talented than you realize. Don't be afraid of anyone or anything. I know you can leave it all behind one day and live a fulfilling life." Peter looked as upset as the day I first saw him. It was really difficult for me to part from him like this, but I had some pressing matters to take care of. Matters that I had been ignoring. I knew that Peter could do well, even if I was not present with him. Before turning around to leave, I told him to contact me if he ever needed help again. As soon as I left the cafe, I checked my phone to see 20 missed calls from Cole. I couldn't ignore him any longer. "Milton, where are you? Are you ignoring me on purpose? It's way past your deadline, and you still haven't given me an answer. I've been going easy on you for the sake of our friendship, but now you are testing my patience." "You mean for the sake of our non-existent friendship? And I think you already know that I'm in Japan," I replied. "You were even able to obtain my new phone number somehow. So, I'm pretty sure that you've been tracking me down by now." He started chuckling. "You really know everything, don't you? I don't know how James was stupid enough to go against you." "Well, aren't you the same?" I retorted. "Of course I am not," he replied. "I know your weakness, Milton, and I know how to use it against you. And that brings us back to the main subject. If you don't give me an answer right now, I'm going to drag you back to James." Oh, so he had his men keeping a watch on me. I mean, I did see a few suspicious people around me, but I have so many enemies that I wasn't sure who sent them. But now I knew. I took a deep breath and decided to finally give him an answer. You can marry Tina. What? He exclaimed in shock. I said that you can marry Tina, I repeated. Are you really sacrificing your sister for your girlfriend? He asked. I thought you were better than that, Milton. Or am I wrong about Tina? Is she a gold digger too? Don't waste my time, I responded in irritation. And FYI, Melissa's not my girlfriend. I don't believe that. I don't care. It's none of your business anyway, I said. Now listen to me very carefully. If you want to marry Tina, I want you to come to Japan. Why? Do I need to give you a reason for that? I want to attend the wedding, and it's not possible for me to leave Japan right now. So I'll call Tina here. Okay, that works for me. See you soon, Milton. I hung up and walked straight to the motel where Natalie and I were staying. It was time to implement part 2 of my plan. Milton? Natalie stared at me in shock. What are you doing here? You never come back this soon. I have good news for you, I smiled. Did you finally decide to give me a share in the insane amount of wealth that you own? I rolled my eyes. That will not happen, even if I die. But I have found another way for you. You can marry Cole and spend as much money as you want. Her eyes widened in shock. What? The same Cole who rejected me and wanted to marry Tina? What changed his mind? Well, he still wants to marry Tina, I shrugged. But of course, I won't let that happen. So, I'm going to help you marry Cole. Wait, what? Have you finally lost it? Why would he marry me if he wants Tina? She asked in disbelief. Is this one of your schemes to get me insulted in front of everyone? You want him to humiliate me, don't you? No, I quickly replied. He won't insult you if he thinks that you are Tina. Her brows furrowed in confusion. I don't get it. Cole will be in Japan soon. I told him that I will call Tina here too, and they can get married. But I'm not going to call Tina here. You will take Tina's place and marry Cole, I explained. We'll cover your face with a veil so we won't be able to recognize you. But make sure not to open your big mouth and ruin everything. It took her a moment to process everything. Veil? Is that going to work? What if he asked me to remove it? I don't know. Make up some lie. Do you expect me to help you with anything? I'm already paving the way for you. At least put in some effort yourself. Jeez, why are you getting mad? I'll think of an excuse, she said. But, Milton, I have a question. I sighed. Ask away. Since when did you start deceiving people? Aren't you always righteous and kind and all that crap? There's only so much a person can take, I replied. I have a breaking point too. As for Cole, he doesn't deserve my kindness. He's blackmailing me and using dirty tricks to make me yield. So he started it. I'm just doing what I can to save my family. Natalie smirked. Those are just excuses. Believe it or not, you're becoming one of us. I frowned. What do you mean? You're no different than Penny or me. We're siblings after all. I was waiting for you to show your true colors. I gave her a disgusted look. We may be siblings by blood, but it's not my choice. I would rather sleep in a ditch than consider you my sister. And I'm nothing like you. I do everything just so I can survive and get rid of gold diggers like you. But you know what? I don't want to justify myself any further. You can believe whatever you want to. I'm out of here. I got out of the room and released a breath. I may have kept my point in front of Natalie, but now she had planted a seed of doubt. Was I really becoming like her? I didn't want to become my worst nightmare. If that happened, I would never be able to forgive myself.